Hey Leo, Mariah here. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing really, really well. So of course I want to get into your reading, and I actually want to see what do you not see coming as we're going through the rest of July and going into your birthday season, Leo season. So let's take a look for you here, Leo, and let's see what's going on, what's happening. So what does Leo not see coming between now and as we go through the rest of July into Leo season? We have integrity coming out for you. Somebody here is an old soul, like really an old soul. Even at a young age, if you are much older, even at a young age, you felt old. You may have felt more of a resonance with people that were older than you, people who are just well experienced. Even in love relationships, you may have gravitated to older people or people that just had more life experience or more stability, just because it resonated with your soul. It may have been hard for you to understand or even get along with people around your age or that had maybe more of a younger mindset, because you were just way past that. You were more elevated than that. You couldn't dumb yourself down just to be a part of a crowd. So you may have felt at times that you were a little bit isolated just because around your specific generation or the people in society around your age, you just felt like you were on a different frequency or a different vibrational level than them. So you may have always throughout your life carried this old soul, this sage energy, like the wise one. Even at a youthful age, you may have been the wise one that people came to, friends came to, or you just kind of knew. Like common sense was extremely common for you, where for other people, common sense wasn't that common. You just got it, things just click. But because you're able to be far advanced in comparison to the rest, it feels like it sets you up to experience life in a different way. I'm trying to figure out how to articulate this for you, Leo. It's like being a part of the world, but not of it. Going through life, but just not really feeling like you've connected with your soul tribe or people who have the same resonance spiritually, mentally, psychologically, emotionally as you. Maybe you've came across people that may have hit one or two of those marks, but then the other areas they may have fell flat, which still may have left you feeling like you didn't feel seen, or you may have still felt more mature or just more wiser than the people that you kept finding yourself surrounded by. Okay. All right, I get your energy. Tell me more. What does Leo not? I'm wondering why is that coming up for you though? For what you don't see coming. Tell me more for Leo. What else do they need to know at this time? We have the Five of Cups. Ooh, I'm getting I think I don't mean to segregate y'all watching, but I feel like this is getting ready to lean towards maybe either my older audience here or my Leos that just have an old soul. You have a very wise spirit. Maybe you gravitate towards older content, older music. Maybe you feel like you belong in a different generation. Your spirit doesn't feel like it's supposed, like the decade that you were born in doesn't feel like it's the right decade for you. You feel like you're meant to be of a prior decade or a different decade. Just where society is right now, it just does not align at all, top to bottom, with who you are. Because I'm looking at, I feel like I can visually see a man out on the island by himself, just a lone wolf, you know, wanting a tribe but not having it, so having to just go through this journey on their own, wanting other wise or other sage souls to interact with, because you want to be around people of your same frequency. You can't dumb down your mind. You can't dumb down your intellect. You're one of those people, you can't get involved in the petty drama or the bullshit, the gossip, just because for you there's no purpose in that. But also too, what benefit does that serve? And then also you're just much more matured than to even get into nuanced things like that. It's like, what's the point? There's bigger things in life. There's much more important stuff going on, and you want to sit up here and talk about reality TV, or your man or your woman ain't doing this, or you got X, Y. It's like, look at the bigger picture. That's you. I feel like I'm dealing with a Leo that looks at the bigger picture of life and not the micro aspects of it, but the macro. Because you're far advanced. You know the deeper meaning of things, and it's like you're privy to this knowledge, but it's like, why are you privy to this knowledge? Why was this knowledge made known to you? Why were you somebody who was intended to be a wise and old soul? Your spirit's been here one too many times, and I think you're just tired of it. I think your spirit is just tired of having to do the human experience. Not saying you don't want to be here, you know, I ain't trying to go to the deep end with this, But it's like, what more can you learn? How many lessons do you have to keep going through? How many more experiences do you have to endure before either you're done having to be reincarnated, you're done having to deal with these scenarios? It's just like, you're beyond it. Can you tell me more? We got the Five of Cups starting out here. We got the King of Swords in the reverse. Three of Swords in the reverse. Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. I'm getting a song from, and this is where I say I think I'm gonna segregate some of you guys, because I'm getting a song from, I think it's a group from the 70s. They're called the Stylistics. Yeah, I think that's what they're called, the Stylistics. But they have a song called Make Up to Break Up. And I'm hearing a specific line, make up to break up, that's all we do. First you love me, then you hate me. That's a game for fools. Now I can't believe I'm getting that song coming up, because that's an oldie. And then the flip side of that, now I'm getting Shania Twain, Man, I Feel Like a Woman. So again, I go back to this old soul where it's like you may be one of those people who you love different genres, you love different things, you like to explore different regions and different ideas and different cultures and different philosophies and ideologies. Like, you have a very curious mind. It's like, let's say for an example, it's 2024. Modern music may not do it for you. You may like to go and hear your 90s R&B. You might like to go back to the 80s and the 70s. It's just like what's happening now just does not connect, and it takes me back into your love life. This is not intended to be a love reading, but I just felt that come through. I come back to you because if you may be dealing with a scenario where you and somebody else, your gut is knowing something is either not right, something may be off, or you may not know what to do about it. And you may find yourself in a cycle with a person where it is like that makeup breakup, or we keep doing this back and forth thing, or this side shuffle, and you're at a space where you just don't want to, because again, you want genuine, real, you want honesty, you want integrity, you want people that are real, that are matter of fact, that will tell it how it is, even if it may hurt. You just respect that. And that's because of your lived experience, not only in this reality, but in the lifetimes over. Again, you're a wise soul. So when you see the BS, when you see the drama, when you see the mess, it's like you want to get out the way, or at least clear it up, because you're too old for it. And I don't mean in age, I mean in spirit. Your spirit's just too old to do the back and forth, playing games, mind games like we're young, like we're in our teens, like we're in our 20s. For you, Leo, it's like, listen, either shit or get off the pot. Because ain't nothing else to talk about. That's what it's like. This is, but that energy translates to other areas of your life, friendships, family, opportunity. It's like either shit or get off the pot. I'm too old, again, in spirit. I'm not calling you old by age. You're too old in spirit to deal with things. It's like people get worked up over X, Y, and Z, but when you've lived experience and you've come out on the other side, you realize that a lot of this shit will pass. I'm sorry I keep getting vulgar with you, and I don't mean to. Somebody may have, what's it called? Sailor's mouth. Because I usually don't like to cuss in my readings, and I keep feeling myself wanting to be very explicit and just real and raw. Somebody may have a sailor's mouth. You may not hold back your tongue, and again, that's because you just have lived, or your soul is old. It's like there's no need to mince words. We're too grown for that. We too old for that. What are we doing? So you may be dealing with someone here, and even if it's not romantic, maybe this is a friend, maybe it's a family member, you take it how it's applied, but I think this is just coming through a little more romantically. This is somebody where you're dealing with this hot and cold back and forth. They want to deal with you, they don't want to deal with you, and you're just tired of kind of being in that gray space, or you know that you deserve more, you deserve better, you know your worth. I don't doubt that, but then yet here we are in this position when your soul knows it's above dealing with this. It knows it's worth more than what this is. It's like you want people with integrity. I don't care if it's friends, family, people that you surround yourself with. You want people who are honest of their word. What they say is what they mean, and they do what they say, and they hold those values because you hold those values to yourself. You know the importance of that. You know the importance of having character. You know the importance of having a good moral standing. You know the importance of having great spiritual hygiene. And because of that spiritual hygiene, you don't want to dirty yourself up with situations or scenario, i.e. this scenario, where it's putting you in poor spiritual hygiene, where you're dealing with angst or anxiety or uncertainty, or your nervous system is being disrupted. you're just, I'm too old. I just keep wanting to say, I'm too grown for this. I'm too old for this. I don't want to deal with this. And even if I take this into your personal life, Leo, I think you got current stressors that you have to deal with. So an additional stressor on your plate, especially if it has to deal with the realm of love, that's already one too many things that you got to deal with. You don't even want to you're just, there's a disconnect here though. That's the one thing I do want to highlight. There's a disconnect because I can feel your soul, and you have a very old spirit. And the spirit has been around one too many times, you know, and that's not my place to say how many times your soul should be here, of course. But I mean, just the feeling of like, okay, I've lived this human experience multiple times. You can tell, you can feel it, you know. So the soul has been here before, but the mind itself is still having to relearn these experiences and go through certain situations, because in the conscious space, you're not cognizant of what you experienced in your past life. You can only feel it in your soul. You can't really articulate what is causing that feeling, but you know that I don't want to go through this. I already been there. I can already tell where this is going to end up. But because the mind is a curious place, and again, I gave you that energy of your spirit feels very curious, but it is a wise, curious soul. It goes to the phrase, what's it called? Curiosity killed the cat. I think in this lifetime, what also adds to the tiredness of your soul is because consciously in this reality, we're not cognizant of our past life experience. The curiosity of our current mind may allow us to enter into temptation or situations that may be tempting to see how they play out, or let's give it the benefit of doubt, or let's see if things change in my favor, if things will, you know, get better or improve, when your soul already knows it won't. And that's when you have that disconnect between the soul, spirit, and the mind, where your gut is like, but your mind is like, but what if, or maybe I should. You've already lived it. You've already dealt with this type of scenario in the past life for the past person. So if your soul and your gut is kind of giving you this, even if this comes down to friends, if you're feeling just your nervous system being a little off, or you're dealing with this back and forth, sometimes you got to silence the mind and listen to the soul. And that soul has lived a lot of life lessons multiple times over. Your soul has lived a lot of life lessons. It doesn't need to learn this one again. Sometimes you got to shut down that curiosity. It doesn't need to learn this lesson again. What is this all about for Leo? Page of Pentacles, 3 of Wands in the reverse. What is this all about? The 8 of Swords, Ace of Swords. I think you just want clarity right now on what to do, so you know what to put your energy towards and forward. You truly need clarity. You need unbiased, clear cut, no mincing of words, no misconceptions, no misunderstandings. You need clear understanding of what is going on. Because I'm seeing this weird dynamic you have here with a person. Again, it could be romantic, family, friend. And you're just ready to move out of this scenario and keep going forward and keep trugging on to things that you have to deal with and attend to. But mentally, our curiosity, that curious cat in our mind, may have allowed us to enter into a situation, stay in a situation, or continue to deal with a situation that is keeping us confined mentally, spiritually, psychologically, or emotionally, and hopefully it's not resourcefully. Tell me about the energy surrounding Leo with this. What is the energy surrounding Leo in this scenario? The World. What is the energy surrounding Leo? Queen of Pentacles. The 10 of Cups in the reverse. 7 of Wands in the reverse. I go back to how I said at the beginning of this reading, I was getting the song by Shania Twain, Man, I Feel Like a Woman, right? And just being able to let your hair down, be carefree, and do your thing, and really getting back into your body, being back in the space of mindfulness, being back in the present, not being in your head of what is going on with the scenario, not being in your nervous system and feeling anxious or anxiety or overly stimulated in some way. This is getting back to things that make you feel good and make you feel whole. Again, you are an old soul. You are you are a sage spirit. You're a wise spirit. You're above. That's why I almost have to not to. If we're gonna go there, let's go there. I'm not trying to check you, because that's not my place. I don't know you personally, and I don't know what you've been through personally. But you much better than this, Leo. And I've been reading for y'all for years at this point. I've been watching y'all energy week over week over week for years, Leo. And if you've made it this far and it's connecting with you, you are better than this. Meaning, anything that's not giving to you adequately, you've already lived. That's the thing, you already got the experience. It's just we got to bring it up to present consciousness. You've already lived this through past lifetimes, whether it's this person in past lifetimes or it's just other people that you've dealt with, even in this lifetime, because I get that wisdom. You got a lot of knowledge. You have a treasure trove of experience that you can pull from because you've had to go through it. It feels like spirit puts you in the line of fire, but never let you get burned, so that way you're able to walk through the fire and show other people how to walk through it. And when your calling on your life is much higher, the time that you spend on people who it's not giving you what you need is taking away from your purpose. That's why I say you better than this, because you have a higher calling on your life. You have a higher meaning on your life. You have a higher purpose on your life. So us spending time, and I can look into this and see what's going on and this and that, but if you are, each and every scenario is different, right? So whether you get a personal reading or you find another tarot reader that can get more specific with it. But if I know you like I know you, and if I know your soul like I know your soul, and I've been seeing this shit year and year and year, you have a calling on your life, whether you hear me or not. Whether you hear me or not. You have a calling on your life. And that is why you are so wise, because again, you have been put in the fire so you can feel it, but never let you get burned so you can show other people how to walk through it. And we're spending our time on a scenario or on a person that is keeping us in our head or making us feel, well, should we not? How are they feeling? How are they not feeling? You know, are we going forward? Are we going backwards? We're making up to break up. And like I said, when it comes to relating to people, it's hard to, because you tend to look at life from the macro lens and not the micro. And I'm looking at you regressing, dealing with a micro situation when the macro is the purpose on your life, and somebody who is walking in that purpose with you, this person is not. They're not walking in that purpose with you. And I hate to be blunt, especially when our emotions, our feelings are connected to a situation. You know, I always want to be respectful and honor how you feel, because I know it can be triggering or it can be hard to hear at times when we are so emotionally wrapped up in a person and what we're hearing is going against what our emotions are telling us. But if it does trigger you, it's because I'm telling you something of truth. So where does this lead Leo? Where does this lead Leo? We got the 9 of Pentacles. Let me get this out the way too, a side message for some of y'all. If you've really been going through a hard financial time, whether it's hard for you to find employment, you just lost the job, your savings is dwindling, your debts are piling up, the IRS is out your door. I mean, whatever your financial situation is, I will tell you this. It reminds me of giving birth. Right? When you're in labor and all you can do in that moment is breathe and push. You can't fight it. You can't change it. You are literally stuck in that scenario until you push out that baby. And all you can truly do is breathe and push. Breathe and push. And I mean for hours. But once you finally get that baby out, that pain goes away. That pain goes away. That's what this feels like for if you're dealing with some difficult financial situations. I'm not going to sit here and tell you tomorrow it's going to be better. I'm not going to sit here and tell you if you go play the lottery, you're going to win that $1 million jackpot. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that job is going to be calling you tomorrow. No. Realistically speaking, this is a time where you literally, all you can do to push through this financial difficulty or instability is breathe and push. But just like a newborn, when it is pushed out the womb, once it comes out, the pain goes away. And until you get out on the other side, I know we can be in our head. I know we can be feeling suffocated. We may not have a plan, but if you can breathe and push through it, you will get on the other side. You genuinely will get on the other side of it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Sometimes you have no other choice but to breathe and push through it. But I do see your finances improving. So just give it some time here. You know, I know you don't have, I know some of y'all don't have time. I know some of y'all got bills coming up or Y'all are getting calls from creditors, or you got this, your light bill, your mortgage, your house, this, another, third. And at times we don't have time, but when you have no other option, you're gonna have to make time. And so that's not for everybody, but that is just for my ones dealing with some financial issues. I just had to bring that up because it just came through. So tell me, where does this leave Leo? 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. 2 of Swords in the reverse. 9 of Cups. I love this for you. I love this for you. I love this for you. It's like the enemy can try to throw you off course, but God, Spirit, always got a plan. Always got a plan. And sometimes you will not be privy to that plan. Sometimes the plan is the unexpected. Sometimes if you were to know the details of that plan, you may make changes in your reality that may F up the plan that Spirit has for you. So sometimes ignorance is truly bliss. And in this case, ignorance is truly bliss if you feel like you don't have, a plan or some type of parachute. Spirit's got your back on this. It may not look like it, I promise you, and I know how that feels. I know how it feels. Personally, Spirit got a plan for you. I don't doubt that. Bet my bottom dollar, truthfully. So, as far as the other situation going on here, you rise above it. I think, you at some point you have to have some level of dignity. At some level you have to have some kind of pride. At a certain level you have to have some kind of backbone, some standard, some boundary. And the phrase, I can do bad all by myself, literally comes to mind. Not to be cheesy, not to be like a Tyler Perry movie, but that's what this reminds me of. I can do bad all by myself. But by yourself, you do much better because you don't have the emotional heartache, or you don't have the anxiousness on you. So it's like you do better by yourself versus being in this scenario doing the back and forth, and now your nervous system is all messed up and jacked. And mind you, because there's a calling on your life, there's a purpose for your path, there's a plan for your future and what you're intended to do and how you're intended to show up. And again, I don't take back what I said. Spirit put you in the line of fire so you can feel the heat, but for you not to get burned so you can show others how to walk through that fire. This energy extra that was surrounding you that you were way above, not only would it deter you from your path, but you wouldn't even have the energetic bandwidth to move in the path that Spirit needs you to move in. You wouldn't even have the energetic bandwidth to move in that direction, to then further try to align yourself with people who are other sage spirits, or are relationships that are of like mind, that are on the same spiritual path, that are on that same journey as you. So what I don't think you see coming, which you may kind of see this coming, maybe not, I don't know, is that I think you are letting go of a scenario, a situation, whether it's a friend, family member, romantic partner. I see you letting that go because you know your calling is much bigger than what this person is putting you through. You know that there's much more for your life than to deal with this. And because your soul is wise and I want to say elderly, but I don't mean by age, I just mean your spirit just feels really old. You've been here quite some times. Because of that, it's just like, what are you dealing with this for? You know better. It's just like I don't know if the fog gets removed from your eyes, if you had on the rose-colored glasses, maybe some haziness, just because it almost feels like it dissipates and you just see things so clearly. You understand everything so brightly, like you've always. So we may have went down that rabbit hole of curiosity for one too many moments, but you're moving right back on track. So Leo, I'm gonna leave this here. I think this is beautiful. Before I do let you go, because I can't get that phrase out of my head of Spirit bringing you to the fire so you can feel it, but for you not to get burned so that way you can show other people how to walk through the fire. I want to know what that purpose that is ordered over your life. What is that purpose that is preordained on your life? What is that about? So let's take a look. Let me see. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors. What is that about for my Leos? Communication, complexity. And then bottom of the deck is guidance. So this is like you speaking. I don't know if this is whether you end up funneling this purpose through your career, whether you decide to do this as a philanthropist, act of service, whether this is something you do in your free time, but this is either communicating, whether it's through words, through song, through writing, through visuals, through content, through speaking, through one-on-one mentoring, dealing with people on a one-on-one basis. This is you providing guidance to other. Again, that's why I said you were the line leader, so that way you can walk other people in line behind you through travesty, through difficult situations, through hardships, or through the experiences you have, whatever those experiences may be, that you are, if you will, the master of, that you've had to go through. You're showing other people. Your calling is way bigger than being caught up on this. This is a distraction from your main path and your purpose. So Leo, I'm gonna let you go. I don't mean to make this long and drawn out, but I hope you get the point. If you would like a personal reading, link is in the description box below. Otherwise, I'm gonna let you guys go. You take care, you be well.